Hey everybody, Paul Counts here, and I'm going to dive in and show you step by step how to get traffic from Facebook ads. Now, this is the traffic source that can send you a lot of visitors really quick, but it is so essential that you get your funnels dialed in because it can cost you a lot of money. Now, I'm going to show you how to set up Facebook ads the right way, the simple way, and we're going to go through that process so that you're not stuck with paying a huge amount of money. But the hope is you watch the first part of this training, which went over everything you need to do step by step to get your funnel set up, your follow-up sequence, everything, so that you can understand exactly how to get real traffic from Facebook and do it effectively. So we're going to dive in and we're going to share our screen here. Now, over here on Facebook, now just remember, we are promoting this funnel. This is the funnel that we built. So we are promoting our no-cost home startup funnel, and we are using ClickFunnels. Now, for anybody that wants to use ClickFunnels, you can just go to marketingcounts.com/ClickFunnels, and we'll get you the best price link for ClickFunnels. It's such a great offer, and ClickFunnels is an amazing tool, and you can see how simple we built this in just a few minutes. Now, this is the squeeze page we're doing. This is an opt-in page, and we are using this page because we want to capture people's emails when they land on our page. Now, there's different schools of thought. Some people will run traffic to a $7 offer. Some people will run traffic to a $27 offer. Some people send people to book a call. Like, there's all sorts of things you can do within Facebook ads. You can do lead request forms. The list goes on. We're doing a very basic lead generation campaign to capture emails. That's what this funnel is all about, the most basic campaign you can do. So what we're going to do is the first thing that we need to do is we need to actually create a Facebook pixel that we're then going to add to our website so that we can track the visitors and see how many visitors we're getting, and also remarket those visitors and create what's called lookalike audiences on those visitors so that we can continue to re-promote and cross-promote those. So to get started with Facebook, you are going to have to go to business.facebook.com. To create a business account, you have to actually have a Meta Business Suite account in order to run ads. So it's called Meta Business Suite. You can just do a Google search on it and you'll find it. So I'll just do Meta Business Suite right here. It's business.facebook.com as of right now, but that could change. Now, if I clicked on this, you're going to see something totally different because it's going to look different for each person, depending if you have an account or not, and if you're logged in or not. So that's Facebook. Business Suite is what it is. Now, I might as well just share it with you just so you can see. So I'll go to an incognito browser where I'm not logged in. Typically, you're going to see something like this. Now, it's going to ask you to log into Facebook, and then from there, you would follow the next steps. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you're going to need to be using what's called Ads Manager. That's what we're going to use to create our ads. So that's also what you want to make sure that you create access levels to is Ads Manager. So once we've done that, you've created your Meta Business Suite account. We have to create the pixel. That's step one. So I'm going to go in here. I'm inside Meta Business Suite. Now, this is what it looks like when I've created an account. And I'm going to go on the left-hand side here to what's called All Tools. And then I'm going to go over here to Events Manager. So All Tools. And then I'm going over here to Events Manager is what I'm going to next. So I'm on that screen over here for Events Manager. Now that is loading up here. And you're going to see there's a plus sign up here, green plus. It says connect data sources. So I'm actually going to connect a data source. A data source would be like our website. So that's people that visit our website. It creates data. It creates information that then you could then share and people can get access to. So I am creating that next. So I'm going to go in here, Events Manager, and I chose the plus sign. So remember, I went here, connect data sources, and I'm going to choose the web. That's our data source, and we're going to hit connect. Now, I'm going to create a new data set. So this one is going to be called no cost home startup. So that's what this business is called. So you would put in your business name, whatever you're promoting is what you would put in there. So I'm going to create the data set called no cost home startup. Now, this is the website link that we are going to make here. So this is the website link, and we are going to go through that process. Okay. So I'm going to go through that, and this is the website link. Now I'm going to put in our website. So here we've got our website, which is nocosthomestartup.com. And I'm going to change that and put in our direct URL here. So this is no cost home startup. And then we're going to click on check. Now we have it set here, and we're going to hit on the next button. And so there are multiple ways to connect your data. So we're going to do the do-it-yourself method because that's easiest with what we're using right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the recommended option here is MetaPixel and Conversion API. So it's going to send web activity and it's going to also send you conversions when things happen on your website. So we're going to go ahead and choose this option. It's the one that's working the best right now. And now we're going to go to our website. So it's going to walk us through how to do this. Now there's multiple different options and we're going to choose setup manually right now. So it's a very basic process here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the steps here and we're going to follow this through. So you're going to select the different events that you want to have happen. Now, in our case, this is, we are simply doing, let's say, other business category, or you could say, yeah, we're just going to do other business category. So it shows up more options. So we've got different options. So here's a lead. That's probably the most basic one that we're going to be focusing on because, again, we're trying to capture leads. We're lead capture. That's what we're doing. So we're going to choose lead. Then I'm going to click on continue. So now what we're going to happen is we're going to go through the process. So it's going to tell us like what happened, what information is there, and then it's going to give us additional information on the customer. So in this case, typically just the client, user, agent, that's all we really need. We don't need all this additional information because the first name, email, all that, we are capturing that data on our website. So I typically could just skip all that part and we'll just go with the default of what they need. So I'm going to click on continue. And now we've got right here, we're going to click on continue here and then manually implement ourselves. So we're going to open up the implementation guide ourselves. So now it's pulling up a new window here. You'll see it's pretty self-explanatory. They are walking us through that process here. And so now we're going to go here using Conversion API. We're going to click on Get Started. Okay. And we're going to go through this process. Okay. So now we are going to go here and say generate access token. So generate access token. And we need to save this somewhere. So I'm going to open up what's called a notepad, or you could use a text edit file, notepad or text edit files. That's what we're going to create here. And we're going to walk through that. Okay. So now that we have created that, we are good to go there. Okay. So now that is created. So now we're going to go down. So we've created our access token, send events through the API. Okay. So we don't need to worry about this part. And then we're going to go finish. Okay. So now this part is done. So we've created our little access token here. And now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go continue pixel setup. Okay. So we're going to go continue pixel setup. And we're going to go here and we're actually going to go to MetaPixel right here. So this option right here, MetaPixel, and we're going to click on continue. And then I'm going to go to install code manually. And now I'm just going to copy this code. Now this code has to go on our websites. This goes into the header section of your website. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to ClickFunnels and you're going to go to the funnels section over here and you're going to click on this part here. So you're going to click on this part right here and you're going to go up here to where it says settings. And once you click on settings, you're going to see the head codes. You notice we've done this with the Google tag. So we're going to go right below the Google tag and I'm going to add in our MetaPixel setting. I'm going to copy and paste it and then hit update. So now that's going to extend that throughout our entire funnel. So now we can actually track our entire funnel in there. So now we're going to click on continue and we're ready to go. Okay. So now we're going to click on continue. And now we're going to go to open event setup tool. So open event setup tool. So this is very easy. So this is going to be the website. This is going to be the website URL that people are accessing. So this is our funnel link that we're taking people through. So this is our funnel link. And we're going to go here to open website. Okay. So now I've gone through this process. Now there is no activity, no events on this page here that it's tracking. So we're going to track a specific URL that we want this to actually go through. So I'm actually going to go to our thank you page. I actually did that incorrectly. So I'm going to go to our thank you page inside of our funnel. So you'll recall this is the thank you page once they opt in. So this is the link that people go to. In our case, it's thank you once they opt in so that we can actually track that conversion rate. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click on open website, open website. So now it's going to open this link here and we're going to put in track a URL and we're going to say, what does this mean? So this means it's a lead and we don't need to choose a value. We're going to put don't include value and I'm going to hit confirm right now. So now we're tracking a URL. So if somebody comes to this link, the lead event is now live. Okay, so if somebody comes to that direct link, that lead event is live. And because I planted that pixel throughout the whole site, it's easy to go. Okay, so we're all set there. They're going to try to get me to submit that. I'm going to skip that. And now we're set. Okay, so now that part is all done and we're good to go. Okay, so now we've got this pixel all set up. Our pixel has been planted on our website. So no cost home startup pixel. Now we can go to the next part of the process, which is to create ads that actually go to this landing page so that we can start to get leads and sales. So I'm going to go into Ads Manager. So for this, you need to go to adsmanager.facebook.com, adsmanager.facebook.com. You can also find it from this link under all tools. There's a drop down here. You can find it under all tools right over here. So I'm going to go to Ads Manager. Now I'm inside here. I'm going to go to this option that says create. So I'm going to go here and choose create. Now for this, we are going to focus our campaign. There's different levels you could choose from. So if we want to track leads, we could run this as a lead campaign, or we could run it as a traffic campaign. Now, because we set up the pixel, I'm okay running it as a leads campaign. So we're going to hit continue. If you have not set up the pixel, go ahead and run it as a traffic campaign. So just keep that in mind. So now we're going to click on continue and it's going to ask us some questions. So recommended settings generally is going to be just fine. So that's what we're going to roll with here. And now it's going to ask us for some additional information. So it's going to give us a name for the campaign. So I'm going to say no cost home startup opt-ins. Email opt-ins. Okay, that's what we're focused on here. Special ad categories, your business, unless it falls into credit, employment, housing, you do not need to worry about this. And we don't want to declare anything because we're not doing those. Let's go here. And this is going to distribute your budget across delivery ad sets more like strategically. And so for that, you can select that. I typically will start that with off, and then A/B testing will start with off for now. We don't need to get into all of that, those kind of details. So let's go in here and let's go down the list. Now, it initially defaults to say instant forms. Now, that's a form there, but we're going to generate leads through our website. So generate leads through your website is what we're focused on. So that's very important here. So now that's our website leads. Now, performance goal is maximize number of conversions. Now it's going to ask me what pixel it is. So remember, we set up a new pixel. So I'm going to go here and we should see our pixel in here that's showing up. Now, if it does not, we're going to need to figure something out here. So I'm going to go here, see if our new pixel is showing up now. And it could be because it was just brand new that we haven't necessarily set it up correctly. Okay, so let's go here and see if it's pulled it in yet. It does not look like it's pulled in that pixel yet. So that is something that you can go back and take a look at, and we can see where that would be. So for some reason, the pixel is not showing in there. I do know the error. We'll have to fix that. So I'm going to show you something that we have to do. I'm going to actually backtrack real quick and show you one thing that I did not do in order to get this set up correctly. So I'm back here. So there's two different windows. One, we're in the Ads Manager window. Now we're in the Events Manager window. and I need to tie this to the ads manager account. So for this, we're going to go in here and I'm going to select right in here. I'm going to go to all tools and we're going to go to all tools and we're going to select, let's go, not in here. So under business manager. Okay, let's go to business settings. Okay. So business settings here. And we're going to stop that pause the recording real quick while I get the code that's coming to my phone now. So 1 second. Okay, so we are back now. So what I did not do was I needed to tie this pixel that we created to the ads account. That was a mistake I made. I'm glad I made the mistake. I was going to edit this out, but I need to show you what I did because this is where a lot of people go wrong. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go to business settings. Remember, we were in business settings. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to data sources. You see that where it says data sources? It's down here on the left-hand side. You're going to see a whole bunch of info. And we're going to choose data sets. So in this case, this is no cost home startup. You see all that? So no cost home startup. And what we're going to do is we're going to assign the assets. So we're going to assign this to Count on Us LLC, which is where my ad account is. So I'm going to add this here. So I'm going to assign the asset there. Okay. One ad account has been added to this asset. So now we have done this. Okay. So I've done that process here. And also if I was working with, like there it is. So now it's connected to this ad account. But if I was working with a partner, you could assign it to different people in your business. You could do all that kind of stuff as well. So I'm actually going to assign it to our partners, in this case, my business partner and myself. And I also added us to this data set. So that means we'll have access to this pixel. So if you were working with a partner, like a Facebook ads person, you could assign partnership or assign it to individuals this way. So now that we've done that, the pixel should show up over here, and it may or may not right out of the gate. So let's just take a look at that and see if it shows up here. So I'm going to go to not instant forms. We're going to go to website and we're going to check the pixel here. And it should show our pixel, but it may not because we're doing a new campaign. So I'm actually going to hit the X button and we're actually going to close this whole setup. So we're going to start from scratch. I'm going to click on this and I'm actually going to delete this campaign because we're starting from scratch. So I'm going to delete this campaign. We're going to start all the way over again. So I'm going to go here, click on create, and I'm going to choose leads campaign because we did set our pixel. I'm going to go with their recommended settings. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to call this no cost home startup email opt-ins. No cost home startup email opt-ins. So I'll walk through that part of the process. Now, no special ad categories. And we're going to keep those two sections marked as off. And then it's going to say we have to do our terms and service because we're not doing instant web forms. We're doing website. Instant web form is a form that shows up on Facebook. We're doing a website. So now we're going to pick our pixel. Now you should see our pixel that is going to show up underneath here. So you should see our pixel that you're going to find. So you could find that pixel as long as it's connected. Ours is not necessarily connected the proper way yet because it has not fully propagated yet. Okay, so now we're going to go down here and I'm going to choose our pixel, and you can see there's different conversion metrics that you could set, and you'll notice that we set different ones. We're just going to set this as a standard lead so that it is good to go. And then cost per result, you just leave blank. But again, you do want to make sure that the pixel is active and working with that account. I'm choosing a pixel that is tied to my main account, but you definitely want to make sure you're going to use the pixel that's working within those ads. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and it says you're going to spend an average of $20 a day. And in this case, I'm going to drop that down because we're going to start low. We're going to say $10 a day. And then you could actually start the date and then you could put an end date if you wanted to. I typically say just start the date, don't do an end date. That's important as well. And budget scheduling is only for if you really know your numbers, you know the exact time people are online, like that's what that means. Okay, so now we're going to go to who your ad is going to be shown to. So we're going to go to, you know, what kind of people do you want to see your ad? So in this case, we are choosing our location and you can select different locations. We're going to say Canada is another option. So I'm going to choose Canada. So that is people in the US and Canada. The next option is going to be, so we've got US and Canada, and that pretty well covers that. Let's say if we want to get like Australia in there, we definitely could throw them into the mix. There's different English speaking countries that you could add. So for now, I'm going to stick with US and Canada for this kind of lead campaign. Now, minimum age, I generally want them to be about, I would say 24 is going to be good for us. That's going to be perfectly fine. Now here, if you've already ran ads, you're going to see custom audiences. Now I've got audience lists from past, you know, work that I've done. I've got past customer list, all that built into here. So that's kind of cool because you can upload customers and you can run ads to them. But we're starting an ad from scratch. So we're saying ages 64 to 25 plus, you could choose the gender. And then here you're going to go down to demographics targeting. So demographics targeting would be they're interested in running an online business. So this is where if you know who your customer avatar is and what kind of info they're interested in, then you know who they're going to follow. So for example, people wanting to make money online tend to follow Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels, right? So they know Russell Brunson, they're going to target him. They also know his brand, ClickFunnels, and that may or may not show somebody. Let's see here. So they also may watch the show Shark Tank, let's say, if that shows up as an option. Let's see. Oops, that's a custom audience. I need to go down here to demographics. And I'm going to say Shark Tank. Okay, so here's the Shark Tank television show. You could go down and you could drill down like additional leaders. You could say they follow Russell Brunson or Shark Tank, and you could define it further and you could say they also follow Kevin O'Leary, let's say business leader Kevin O'Leary. So let's put that in here. See if he's got a page. Nope, he does not. Daymond John, that's another business leader, let's say. Okay, so in this case, we're saying they've got to like Russell Brunson and Shark Tank, and they need to follow a guy like Daymond John. Or let's also say Mark Cuban, because they tend to be interested in business of some sort. Okay, and then you can continue to narrow it down. And you could say even a step further, you could say, and I want them interested in, let's say, internet marketing. So let's say online business, see if that's an option. So let's see here. Online. Nope, that is not an option. But here's another option that's interesting is business page admin. So that would be people that are leaders of a business. If you wanted to target them, you could do that. Small business owners. But in our case, we're really looking for people that are looking to start an online business. So that's why we don't need to continue to narrow this down even further. I could probably expand this reach out here and say make money. Let's see if that's an option that shows up. Yeah, so here's 232,000 people interested in making money. All right. Then you could also find other platforms that they may know about. So for example, ClickBank, a lot of them would know ClickBank. They would also know that. So our estimated audience size is about 1.5 million. It's pretty good audience size. And we're going to save this audience and I'm going to call this our audience. We're going to, by default, it'll name it our account name. So I'm going to call this audience, let's say, no cost home, let's say NCHS, we'll abbreviate our course, NCHS, let's say, newbie market. Okay. Canada, US. Okay. And now we'll put in our Canada and USA. So I'm going to hit save on this. And we're going to scroll down to the next part, which is where we're going to start to create our ad. So this part is very important. So here we've got our ad that we are going to create. So the ad name, so now you've got a section called the ad name. So this we're just going to call NCHS standard ads, let's say. And now we're going to choose our Facebook page that we want this tied to. So in this case, I'm actually choosing our marketing accounts, Instagram. I'm going to use my personal Instagram, which is tied to this account. And you could also use your Facebook page as well if you didn't want to use your Instagram account. So I'll use my Instagram account here. And then I've got a Facebook page that's relevant to this topic. So I'm going to use that one. And we're going to go ahead and create the page. Now, anytime you want to tie a Facebook account or Instagram account, you handle all that through settings, business settings, and that's where you're going to share that. So it takes a little bit to get the hang of it, but once you do, it'll start to make sense as you go. So now we're going to create an ad from scratch. And now we're going to go down here and we're going to say our website link. Now, in this case, remember, our website link is this opt-in link. So this is our website URL. Okay, so now we've thrown this in there and there it is. So now we've got our website link. So now it's going to ask us for media here and information. So in this case, I'm going to grab any information. I'm going to go to add image. Now I may have some pictures here that we could potentially use on here. Now I've got like Instagram photos here that they found. So these are interesting. So I've got pictures of Shreya Banerjee and I. So we could actually use a couple of these potentially. So I've got one of the two of us talking. That's my business partner. That could work well. Okay, 9:16. That one's fine. So we'll hit next on that. And again, your ad, the picture is critical. So in this case, I have a random picture. You could also go out and you could make a picture. Now I just happen to have a picture of me that I'm using. And so that one was easy to do, but I can also go in here and we could, you can add an additional picture in there as well. So you could actually make a different ad if you wanted to, just from that. So now what we're going to do is, like, you can do ads with multiple pictures. You can take the same ads and duplicate them with different pictures. You could also come in here. If I was to go into edit media and I was to go back here, you could actually find pictures and we could actually find random pictures that you wanted to use. So you could do that, or you could just upload pictures from your computer. And so you could use like a site like Pixabay and find pictures. So I could say online business and I could find pictures related to running an online business there. And I could set that up there. So that's another option, another solution for you is to go that route. Okay. So now that we have set that up, let's go on to the next part here. So you could, again, grab any of these pictures, throw it up there, and there you go. Now you've got your picture. So we're going to go back into our ad here and we're going to continue to write our copy. So now this is our primary text that we are creating. So we're going to write something that's going to make our audience take action here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with kind of a, basic question. Those tend to work really well. And again, here, you're just writing this out. And you could even use like ChatGPT and then modify it a bit. So you could use ChatGPT to come up with this copy, or you could do it yourself. So in this case, I'm going to write it myself and I'm going to say, are you tired of hearing that it takes money to make money online? Are you tired of hearing that it takes money to make money online? Now you'll notice they're actually using their own version of AI to help write this ad. Everyone always tells you that you have to invest a crazy amount of money to launch a business, but up until now, no one has provided a step-by-step system that allows you to launch a real online business with free tools and free traffic sources. We have taken our 35 plus combined years of online marketing knowledge, online business knowledge, and put it together into a simple to follow blueprint, simple to follow checklist. You can download this for free and learn more about our exciting system that has helped launch thousands of businesses globally. Okay, so now we've got this version. Now it's got different options here. So that's text 1. So I like this. Notice how they like rewrote this a bit. So I think I'm going to use that one. We're going to go with that. Let's see here. I like that. And you could always ask it to write more for you as well. So, okay, so now we've got 2 variations here of this ad. And now we're going to go down and we're going to go to, oops, okay. There it is. It asked me for another text version. I selected those, but I did not choose add another text option. Okay, so you're going to need to click add another text option here in order to throw it in there. So I'm going to grab that. And the reason you want to do this is because you don't know which ad is going to convert. So you always want to have multiple options for you to choose from here within your ad. So I've got my primary text, and then we've got our additional text that we can add in there. Okay, so now we've got our headline, which they're do a nice job of pulling this together. So we're just going to say all text variations here. So now they've got a headline here. So that's going to become the clickable headline. So you'll notice launch online for free. And then this is a description. So a description is just something else you want to add in there. So you could say, learn more about starting an online business. And now the call to action part, you could do learn more, listen now, like if you're promoting a podcast or a video, you could have people sign up. I'm just going to say learn more for now. And now we've got our website link that works. This is going to be how our link displays. So we're going to go nocosthomestartup.com/opt-in. And we'll see how that shows up here. And we'll take out the /opt-in. Okay. Now, we don't need a button on there. And now we're going to go down and scroll down. Now you're going to choose your pixel. So make sure that is the correct pixel. And then you're going to hit publish. So now we're going to hit publish. And now this ad is live. So now it's publishing. And it's going to take you just a minute. So you'll see here, it's going to say no ads are running. Now I've ran into this before, and it'll say ads are inactive. So sometimes if you see this, you might have to come in here and toggle it on and off. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to toggle this on and off and make sure that that ad is created and that that ad is set up effectively. So I'm going to click here, let it load up here. So campaign is the top part of the campaign. So that's everything. Ad set would be what's below that. So ad set might be pictures, videos, different options, different targeting options. And then ads would be unique ads that you have within your campaign. So that's what all those features mean. And sometimes it takes them just a moment to pick up and get everything there. But if you still see this after a while, you can just toggle it on and off, and that'll turn on and off your ads, and it will be ready to go. Okay, so that is how you set up Facebook ads. It is a bit of a process. Once you get it down, though, you just need to keep the repetitions very important. You just want to keep doing that. And you're going to want to monitor the results right away. I would check them right away the next day after you get your ads live to make sure that you're not overspending. I would also go into ClickFunnels and track how many leads did you get and how many people are getting the follow-up emails and what the result is. Are they clicking the emails? Do the emails look legitimate? That's the other thing I always check on is when I'm doing lead campaigns, do the emails look like a whole hodgepodge of letters? Or do they look like a really good, clean you know, way for people, you know, is it a clean email that looks like a regular email address? So those are things you want to take a look at. So anyway, so check that out, and I think you're going to enjoy it.